Guys, welcome to Mondays with Marc. I'm Marc, and this is Smokey, Steve, and Marc. Oh, yes, it is. Welcome or welcome back. Gosh, it's nice to see you. Quite the weekend, right? I mean, quite the year, right? I mean, oh my gosh, I can't take any more. Seriously. No, I mean, you just have to roll with things, right? I mean, what else are you gonna do? So try to stay positive and just roll with the punches. So that's what we're doing here. But quick little update. Steve will be home tomorrow. Ooh. I'm happy about that. I really am. It gets lonely. It does. And I'm sure he feels lonely too. Being in there, all the rooms are private now. I think that's a thing since COVID. So he doesn't even have like a roommate, so I'm sure he gets a little bit lonely, but I had found myself with some time on my hands all alone. So of course I threw myself into a couple of projects. Everybody, kind of processes things in their own way or deals with things in their own way. And I'm kind of all about deflection or, well, more like keeping my mind busy, so I tend to do things like that whenever I'm stressed or have things on my mind or even overwhelmed. I'll just throw myself into a project or cook or something like that, and it helps a lot. And that's what I did, and it just so happens we happen to have a nice video. Actually, we have a Cluckin good video tonight. Oh yes, we got a Cluckin theme going on. I know, right? Losing my mind, right? So I was thinking of okay, what could I do to decorate a little bit, in a kind of like a chicken theme, right? Well, I couldn't find, we have nothing with chickens on it, except for our vintage metal advertisement artwork. Yeah, I got nothing really. No, it's actually from the Stanley Levinson Furniture Company, and it was a brand name, I think, of one of their lines or something like that from way back in the day. So they're actually really cool looking vintage sign. We have a few of these. I think they're called vintage advertisement tins. I'm not sure, but they're pretty cool. But how about that one, right? Anyway, so, oh my gosh. So we have a recipe to do. We have a project to do. Of course, some chit chat, even some interesting facts. So, you know what? We have a lot to get to. So I think we should get started, right? Don't you? So how about we start things off by heading into the kitchen, and keeping with our theme, why don't we make some chicken fried steak? Howdy, y'all. It's a day of cooking here. I got some soup on and all our sides going, and I have a fantastic recipe to share with you. This is the best ever chicken fried steak recipe you'll ever have, really. It is so delicious. Melts in your mouth, and the gravy, oh, it is heaven. It really is, y'all. Talk about like the premier Southern comfort food, right? So let's get started on it, shall we? And it all starts with, oh yeah, some cube steak. Over here I have 4 nice pieces of cube steak here, and they're all roughly about 4 to 5 ounces each, okay? Now they're already tenderized, of course, but we're gonna hammer those babies out even more, all right? Bam, 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 bam. destroy them. We're just gonna flatten them out a little bit more. All right, that looks pretty good there. Okay, and next we're gonna season each piece with some salt and some pepper. All right, and then we're just gonna let them sit for a minute, about 5 minutes or so, okay? So let's go over the other ingredients. So, over here we have our dry ingredients here, and that is 1.5 cups of flour, and we have 2 teaspoons each of salt and black pepper, and then we have 1/2 teaspoon each of paprika, onion powder, garlic powder, baking powder, and baking soda. And we're just gonna give that a whisk till it's all nice and combined. Okay, and then over here are wet ingredients here. In this bowl, I have 1.5 cups of buttermilk and 2 eggs. And yep, we're gonna whisk that together too. Alrighty, and now, oh yeah, we're gonna be adding some Tabasco sauce to this. Now, this is where you can decide how much you wanna add. I'm adding literally 1 teaspoon to it. If you like yours a little more hot there, do 2 teaspoons. If you like it real hot, do 3 teaspoons. The choice is yours, and we're just using original Tabasco sauce, and I got the mule sauce from Sticker Mule. Oh yeah, you know, that's where we get our t-shirts made from Sticker Mule, and they make their own mule sauce. It's so delicious, y'all. It's really good. Alright, so we're gonna add that in there, and then just whisk that in, so it's nice and incorporated there, okay? Just like that. Very, 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 very easy. Alright, so now it's time to fry up our cube steaks, okay? But first, we're gonna take a look at them there, and they've been sitting for about 5 minutes, and we're gonna take a paper towel, and we're going to gently pat them to remove as much moisture as we can. And I think that's pretty good there. Ooh, these look really good. Okay, so now back over here, we have our wet and dry mixes here, and I also have a baking pan set up here too, okay? And now it's time to get messy. Yes, it is. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna be taking our cube steak, okay? And we're gonna dredge it in our flour just like that. Give it a little shake there to get the excess off, and then we're gonna dip it right into our milk mixture like that, and then we're gonna let that drip off a little bit and back into the flour. Oh yeah, and then we're going to dredge that in there again. Dun, dun, dun. I know, right? Messy, messy. And you just want to make sure that you get it covered all over. We don't want any bare spots there, okay? Then give that a little shake, 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 shake. And then we're going to put it right on our baking pan here. And then we'll repeat, 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 repeat with the rest of our cube steaks. That's a big piece. Alrighty, there we go. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna let those sit there just like that for about 10 minutes. In the meantime, let's get cleaned up and talk about our oil. Okay, so our next step is to fry these babies up, and for that we're gonna need some vegetable oil, and you're gonna want like a high-sided skillet like this, or a cast iron skillet. And keep in mind, we are not deep frying these, rather we're shallow frying these. So you're gonna want about between like 1/2 inch to 1 inch of oil in your pan there, just like that. And we're gonna heat that up on medium high. We're looking for about 320 to 350 on an instant read thermometer. But you can tell if you're if it's ready to go. Just take a little bit of your flour mixture there, and like drop it in, and what we're looking for, see, it's not ready to go. And we would put that in there. We would want to see it bubble up all around it. So we're going to let that heat up a little bit longer before we fry our steaks. Now, I also turned my oven on to about 220 or any warm setting because we're going to fry these in batches, and we're going to keep them in the oven to keep them nice and warm until we're ready to eat these babies. So while our oil is heating up, did you ever wonder why it's called chicken fried steak? I mean, there ain't no chicken in this. Like most great regional dishes, the exact origins of chicken fried steak are a little hard to pin down. I mean, there's a lot of places that would like to take credit for being its birthplace, and there's even a community in Texas that has a big festival every year celebrating the dish, right? Well, it is thought to have gotten its start in the American South, although it does bear an uncanny resemblance to a certain German staple, schnitzel. Could it be that this dish originated in the kitchens of Germany or Austria and made its way to North America during the Great Migration from Northern Europe? Well, one thing is clear though. Chicken fried steak gets its name from the breading used outside of the steak before it's fried, kind of like traditional fried chicken is. And every cook has their own secret little blend of herbs and spices in their breading. Okay, I do too. And today it's most often served as a main dish, although now it's gaining popularity in the Midwest and other locations as a breakfast dish, served along eggs, hash browns, and toast. Yum, yum, yum. Alright, well, our oil is ready to go, so let's fry these babies up. So what we're going to do is, we're going to be working in batches here, okay? If your skillet is large enough, you could do 2 at a time. The most important thing is you just don't want your steaks to touch in the oil. That breading will fall right off, won't cook evenly. So I think we could probably do 2 at once here from the little ones here, but this big baby, he's going in by himself. So these were rested for about 10 minutes. Give a little pat down there, make sure all that flour is in there real nice, and it is. And using tongs if you want to feel a little more safe, or if you're using your hands, just lightly lay it in there just like that. Perfect. And then, yep, we can fit 2. Perfect. Okay. And what we're going to do, we're going to shallow fry these for about 4 to 5 minutes on each side, until they're nice and golden brown. Ta-da! Looks good, huh? Alright, so we're going to keep these in our preheated warming oven in there until we're ready to eat them. So now, let's make some gravy. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to reduce our heat on our burner down to medium, and we're going to take our grease and carefully pour it into a heat-proof bowl or a Pyrex measuring cup like this. And don't worry, don't scrape that out or anything, because we're going to use that. And we're going to put it back on the burner. Alright, and then carefully we're going to put in about 4 tablespoons of our oil right back in there. You can get some of those bits up off the bottom there if you'd like. It's all flavor there. And 1 more. And then we'll just do like 1 more for good luck there. Okay. Okay, so that's in there. And then to that, we're going to add 4 tablespoons of flour. And then we're going to keep whisking this all up constantly until it's nice and golden brown. That'll be about 2 minutes. 2.5 minutes, and that's what we're looking for there. Nice golden brown color. All that flour is cooked. Okay, so over here I have 2 cups of whole milk and 1/2 of a cup of heavy cream, all combined there and ready to go. And what we're going to do is we're going to add this a little at a time to our roux here while we whisk. Just like this. I'll just show you. Here, we'll just add a little there like that. And then we're going to keep whisking there. And keep adding and keep whisking. I know, it looks funky, doesn't it? Don't you worry, it's all going to come together in the end. And add some more. There we go there. And now we're going to continue to cook this and whisk it for, we're going to say anywhere between 4 and 5 minutes until it gets nice and thick and creamy. And if it gets too thick, don't you worry, just add a little more milk to it, okay? Yum, yum, yum. Ooh, it smells good. All right, so now at this point, give it our little taste there. I know I should use a spoon. I know. I'm gonna cook though, right? Oh, this is good. And this is where you would add salt and pepper if you want to. Ours is perfect. We don't need to add anything to it at all. Oh, it's so good. And I do like to add some fresh chopped parsley to it. I know it's not traditional, but I do like to add that to it. But hey, this is your dish. So you want to add some garlic powder to it, you want to add more salt, more pepper, go ahead and do it. But we are pretty good and we are ready to go. The only thing left to do is plate it up. Oh. Okay, there we go there. All right, we have some sugar snap peas here with some roasted red peppers, and I just happen to have some smashed garlic mashed potatoes ready to go there. Oh, yes. And then our chicken fried steak. Oh, what's the prettiest one? How about that one? We'll take this one. Yow, 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 yow. Yow. Oh, yes. And then, of course, we need to have some gravy on there. So that's not there. Oh, yes. And of course, we're going to put some of this on the mashed potatoes, too, y'all. Oh, yeah. This is very, very delicious. Very delicious, if I do say so myself. Oh, my goodness. And then, of course, oh, yes. Some fresh parsley right from the garden for a garnish. Gotta have that in there. Okay. And there you have it. The best ever chicken fried steak. Ah! Yum, 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 right? Seriously, it's a really good recipe. It is so good. And this is one of the ones, I did this one, like, before Steven actually went into the hospital. It was either Thursday or Friday of last week. And I kind of had an idea for the theme of tonight's video, so I knew I wanted to record it, you know? And so I don't have it to show to you right now, because, of course, we ate it. But Steven got a hold of the last piece, and he, you know, he vacuum sealed it, and that's what it looks like. So we have one more serving left. Maybe I'll have that for dinner tonight. Why not? I guess I will. Perfect. Pretty cool. That thing's pretty cool. That you know, the vacuum sealer. He's been using it a lot. We get a lot of use out of it. It's pretty cool. So there's that. Oh my goodness. And all right. So what shall we do next? Well, I know. I just happen to have a pretty Cluckin' awesome project for you. Okay, so we're in the workshop. Well, you know, and we're gonna continue with our theme with an awesome little project. Cluck, cluck, right? Oh boy, I feel like I'm losing my mind, y'all. No, we have a really, really cool project to do. I don't have a name for it yet. Maybe you can help me with that if we don't have one by the time we're finished. We're gonna be making some artwork for our wall or right on our mantle, okay? So let's get started, shall we? What what do we need? Well, the first thing we need is chicken wire. See the theme? See how it all goes together? Cluck, cluck. Yeah, you know. Anyway, now you can get chicken wire right online. It's pretty inexpensive. I got this roll on Amazon and it was $8 and it's 25 feet long. We certainly don't need 25 feet of this, by the way. And y'all know I had all that chicken wire left over from when I built the fence for the garden, and I just knew. I was like racking my brain and Googling and searching different projects that use chicken wire in it. I think I came up with a pretty cool one. We'll see at the end, okay? So yeah, you need some chicken wire. In addition to online, some craft stores, some larger craft stores carry chicken wire too in rolls like this, and some have them actually cut already to smaller sizes too, which is much easier, but it's a little more costly to get it that way, okay? And then in addition to that, you'll need a frame of some sort, and this is a perfect opportunity to hit up those garage sales and thrift stores, and you can use any size frame you want. You can do one this size. This is an old one that I think we had this in the office, actually, an old frame. I'm going to make one out of this. You could do a small 8x10. You could do a 24x36, literally any size you want, okay? And really, that's it for the materials. Now, in addition to that, in order to put everything together, you're also going to need a pair of wire cutters or some heavy-duty scissors. These are my, well, they're my heavy-duty scissors. These ones I use for anything like cutting wire or anything. And believe it or not, I got these at the Dollar Tree. I've had them for years, and they work perfect for snipping wire. Like, perfectly. Not real thick wire, but like for chicken wire, this is perfect. But if you don't have them, don't use your good scissors though, unless they're very, very strong, because even though chicken wire is thin wire, it'll ruin some good shears. You know, you don't want that to happen. So use a dedicated pair of scissors if you decide to use scissors, okay? You also need a staple gun, and I would recommend some gloves. I learned the hard way how not to become a pincushion. We'll just say that. Yeah, you know, when we're cutting the chicken wires, it will have some pretty sharp points on there, and it's very easy to stick yourself with that, okay? All right, let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is take apart our frame, take all the insides out so that all we have left is, well, our frame. And next, we're going to cut a piece of chicken wire to about the size of our frame there, just like that. Now, if you're using a roll of chicken wire, I have found that, of course, it has a tendency, it's going to want to continue to coil up on you. Just take an old, like a cardboard tube or a large rolling pin and kind of roll it out on the opposite side so that it helps to keep our chicken wire flat, you know, and it won't continue to coil up on you. So next, we're going to take our frame and place it upside down on a work table, like so. And then we're going to take our chicken wire and lay it right on top, and lay the chicken wire as even as possible on all sides. Okay, and then we're going to staple our chicken wire right to the frame like that, all the way around, keeping it as even and as tight as possible. And now we trim any excess chicken wire that we have hanging on the outside of our frame. This is where our gloves come in. Okay, so if you can see here, sometimes you'll have some wire that sticks outside of the staple, and sometimes they kind of point upwards a little bit. We don't want that. Simply grab it with your fingers here, wearing gloves, of course, and just fold it right over that staple. Just like that. If you don't have gloves or if you're a little leery, just use your, hear me not using gloves, just use your scissors and do the same thing. Fold it right over just like that. Yes! Okay, so now that step is actually, it's pretty important, especially if you're going to want to hang this right against the wall. You know, we don't want it scratching the wall. And even if we use some bumpers on there, it may still scratch the wall. So definitely try to fold those little loose wires over and down a little bit, okay? And really, our shabby chic frame is complete. I see you. I think it looks pretty cool. All right, so now we have this. What the heck do we do with it, right? Well, first of all, you could just hang a framed picture right on it in the center like that and hang it on the wall. Or you could use, and I love this look, you could hang a canvas or two without a frame on it, like, you know, right on it like that. I think that looks really nice too. But one of my favorite ways to use this is to display cards. Looks cool, huh? These are some of Steven's birthday cards. Aw, Steven. I don't know. Even though I see him a couple times a day and talk all day long, I still miss him. It's just, you know, it's just not the same here. It's just not, you know. But yeah, that's one of my favorite ones. Like, you know, get one of those large poster frames and do this to it. You could hang all your holiday cards on it. Or you can do the same thing. Like I use these tiny little, these are so cute. Or you could use regular clothespins too, but these are little mini clothespins. I think they look really cool on here. And you can do the same thing using regular photos. Now I know none of us, you know, takes our rolls of film to the place where they develop them anymore, but you can print them out and cut them out like they're regular photos and hang them up like this. Wouldn't that look cool? But y'all know what I'm doing with mine? Oh yeah. I'm gonna hang my wreath on it. Looks pretty cool, huh? I know, I'm behind it. I'll go out and take a picture of it and show it to you that way. But I love the look of this. I just do. Leaning up like on top of a mantle, you know, just leaning there, not hung on the wall, or you could just hang it on the wall, right? And then you can change the wreath to the seasons. Remember this wreath? This was our vintage seed packet wreath. I think it was the first project we did this spring, I think. But anyway, this by far is my favorite. All right, well that wraps her up. Cluck, cluck. And there you have it, our shabby chic frame. Not bad, huh? I really love the way it looks. I do like the way it looks. I think it's really, really awesome. And you know, like, I love the idea of switching up the wreaths on it. Like, look how cool that looks. It looks really, really nice. I like that. Remember our 4th of July wreath? Yeah, I had it up for the 4th of July. I guess it'll come back out maybe Memorial Day, I guess. I don't know, something like this really we could hang up all summer, but I'll probably bring it back out for Memorial Day. All right. I think we had enough clucking fun for one night. What do you think? All right, I'm overusing the word. We'll stop. We'll stop with the clucks, okay? Anyway, thank you so much for spending time with me this evening. I'm so happy I did the video. Did get my mind off of things, raised my spirits a little bit. I, of course, hope you enjoyed our video tonight and the projects we did. If you make that dish or if you make this project, definitely shoot us a picture, okay? We're getting ready to share some more viewer pictures probably this week. And I'll also be doing a little garden update this week too. The garden's growing really nice. I'm excited to share that with you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you also for all of your thoughts and your prayers and your concerns for Steven and for myself as well. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And if all goes well, Steven will be with us here tomorrow and we'll check in and say hello again. Definitely hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you know when we have a new video out. Check us out over on Facebook, Instagram, and the Twitter. And all of our contact information is listed right down below. That's our P.O. box for that snail mail and our email address too. If you have any questions on anything we did tonight, just shoot me an email and I'll get back to you. Thank you again, everybody. Listen, you have a fantastic week. Always stay positive, and I will see you next time. Ciao, everybody. Mwah.